Hey, we're live. And just to be clear, I have clicked the recording button this time. Hello. Greetings, VOD Watcher. Thank you very much for clicking on me. My name is Vorlex. Some people call me Lex, which is fine. For the past several weeks, I have streamed on Wednesdays and Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, because that's what my schedule was, and it's what my schedule is. In addition to that, I have streamed broadly when I felt like it, outside of those hours. As of today, students have returned, and my day job is teaching mathematics at the high school level. So that free time, the air quotes, when I felt like it, that I just described, doesn't exist anymore. That's not to say that I'm not glad to be teaching again. I am looking forward to the school year. Pardon me if you heard me pulling back my blinds there. I wanted a bit of sun. I am particularly excited for a couple of my classes. I've met all my students at this point. It is day 2 of the school year. And I think it's going to be a good one. But right now, I am streaming and I am live. Related to streaming and being live, hi Coco, welcome back. It is good to see you. How have you been? Related to streaming and being live, in my previous stream, last Thursday, I believe, that VOD is already on YouTube. I have in fact caught up. My VODs now immediately go up on YouTube. They should immediately, they're mine, it's my doing. They should immediately become, or get uploaded, become visible. I should be caught up. Or continue to be caught up. I should stay caught up, assuming I stick to that goal. But last Thursday, I forgot to click start recording. I went live, and it has a VOD, but I forgot to record it myself. So last Thursday's VOD quality is probably a little lower than what it has been, and I am indeed recording this one already, just as another check for myself. I want to be sure of it. Today, let's turn that off. And let's go over here. Today, I'm playing Warframe. Big chillin' in general. We've got weeklies to do. My hex calendar needs done. I think, yes, just one and about a third objectives into the calendar. There's also some Nightwave. Yes, I remember Eleanor. It was lovely. I want to do a bunch of missions. This is going to happen anyway. Overall good. I'm glad to hear it, Coco. I'm glad to hear that overall you're alright. I think I am too. Overall good is a fair summary for me as well. What have you been up to? Bullet jump 150 times. This is just going to happen. I will have to remember to deploy a Spectre. I rarely do. I'll have to keep that in mind for myself. This, kill or capture an Eidolon Hydrolyst. This I would love to do on stream. I would love to do this live. And it is night right now. Fantastic. Let's go to my Eidolon's loadout. Now, just to be clear, if anyone watching this is extremely experienced with hunting or capturing Eidolons, what you're about to see is probably going to look amateur. But if you've never done Eidolons before, what you're about to see is probably going to look very experienced. This is my Eidolons build. I like bringing Trinity Prime for blessing. I have Arcane Nullifier here to deal with the Eidolon's magnetic radial waves. Yes, Coco, I've been seeing more and more about Elite Redux Leaf Green. I'm excited to hear more about that. What have you been doing in Elite Redux? And as weapons, I like to bring the Rubico Prime, modded for radiation, the Vastalok, due to Shattering Impact, the ease with which you can strip the Eidolon's armor with Shattering Impact, and a Darza Kavat due to Cat's Eye to give me a bunch more crit chance, and Madurai for the amp damage. Going around and seeing things. I like the sound of that. That's fun. I have not made much progress recently in my monotype runs. I want to get back into that. It's just other things have been coming up. Let's find this Eidolon. The Nightwave objective is to kill or capture a Hydrolyst, which is the third of the three. We have to get through the Teralyst, which is this guy, the Gantulyst, before we get into the Hydrolyst. And I would like to capture all three. So let's find more lures. There are almost certainly, not almost, there are absolutely better weapons, a better loadout that I can use for Eidolons. But this is the one that I like. I like using these weapons. This has worked for me for a very long time. And I'm not particularly interested in optimizing it further. I think this number of lures should be fine. Yes, Coco, do continue, please. We're passing by one. Might as well grab it. Okay, now we need Eidolon Vomvalysts to charge these guys up. And might as well grab this one too. Should I just hope that Vomvalysts will spawn during this fight? This thing is going to go down pretty quick. Please? Somewhere. I'll just aggro it. Please? I don't want to have to chase this thing around. Those are Kavats. Vomvalysts anywhere. Please. Oh, that's fascinating. Ooh, here we go. Here's one. We need a bunch more, though. This is where the Kavats were. Is there a second Vomvalyst? Hello. Yeah, I hear you there. Whoa! So, Coco, so when that ability downs an ally, the cat with Dark One gets an Omni Boost? That sounds wild. Oh, another one. Hey now. There's a better way to do this, I just don't know what it is. More Gantulysts. Thank you. Can we charge up these lures more, please? Kavats, kavats, kavats. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. I feel like that would be an important clarification. Turn blue. Turn blue. Come on now. I'm trying to find enough little Gantulyst guys to make these Eidolon lures turn blue, or their icons to turn blue. And I just need one at the start. Enough... There it is. Enough Gantulysts are going to spawn in the course of this fight to charge up any more that I might need. I missed all but one of those.
Energy spike. I advise falling back.
Now, because I charged one of my lures beforehand, this Eidolon is just going to stay here and yell. If you don't fully charge a lure, then it kind of melts into the ground and respawns somewhere else, and that's annoying. See what I mean by more Gantulyst spawning, though? I'm using Blessing whenever I can, that's Trinity's 4, in order to keep my lures healthy. Oh, come on now.
Energy spike. I advise falling back.
The Eidolon gets back up, shoot it with the amp a few times.
Smaller sentients rush to the Eidolon's aid, healing it. Stop them. Sentient energy contained.
Coco, is that worth it?
Act now.
That ability, that curse sounds broadly not worth it. More like a curse than other ones have sounded to me. But I don't have experience with the game, so I'm defaulting to your experience. Tippy taps, no. Oh, I don't want that. Come on now. I want to revive my cat. What you saw me do there was go operator form. I hit 1 because I'm using Matter Eye. I have Matter Eye equipped right now. 1 is Void Strike. It gives a huge, oh my word, damage bonus. And then I shot the Eidolon a lot. We pick all these up, and these things that we just picked up are how we're going to spawn the next one. We go over here to the lake, Garatot Lake. Mads, hello, good afternoon. Yes, indeed, I do have a cat. This is my cat, Tippy Taps. It doesn't look much like a cat, but it is a cat, I promise. And you can, yes, indeed, you can have animals. They're not literally cats and not literally dogs. They're like in-universe analogs for a cat or a dog. They're called Kavats and Kubros. Each one does different things. The different types of cats and the different types of dogs do different things, and all have different reasons to equip them. Thank you very much. I happen to be pretty proud of this cat. Coco, I get that. Not every cat is going to use... Not every unit in Mugenics is going to use its strength. It just... Is +2 charisma worthwhile? Like, is that... That sounds like a lot to lose and not much of a gain.
That device is insufficient. You are directed to secure and employ additional Eidolon lures.
Why is one of my lures still 900 meters away? I actually shouldn't need more lures if that one comes over to join me.
Energy spike. I advise falling back.
Maybe I can go grab one now. Sorry about that, Eidolon. Here I am again. Let's make sure my lures get back over here to trap it.
Energy spike.
Two major differences between the Teralyst that we just captured and the Gantulyst that we're fighting now. The Gantulyst is, of course, significantly larger, but it also has 2 more weak points on its shoulders. Oh. Remove its shield with amp damage. It put its shield back up. Come on now. Oh, I have to take out all of these, don't I? As you can see, way more Vomvalysts spawn in this fight than the previous one. And with all of those gone... Yes, we can damage the shield again.
Energy spike. I advise falling back.
What is Blood Zerk, Coco? That one could be worthwhile depending on what Blood Zerk is.
Energy spike. I advise falling back.
Because that also seems like a lot to lose. That's a lot of downside for just one ability. But if the ability is very good, then hey, could be worthwhile. Let me get behind this. I find it easier to hit the shoulder weak spots from behind.
You are closing on victory. Act now.
Act now. Goodness gracious. Lots of stuff going on. I see you off in the distance. Pew! Oh, pew! Hehe. So this is going to end a lot like the first one did. What's up, Micro? How you been? I didn't need to switch back to the Warframe there. I could have done that with the amp damage alone. I didn't realize how much damage that was going to do. I'm glad to hear that. Welcome back. It is good to see you again. What have you been up to? Now that unfortunately used all 3 of my lures I had over here, so I gotta go get more. But let me spawn the Hydrolyst first. Whoa. Okay. The Hydrolyst is just as big as the Gantulyst, but this one has some different abilities. You might already be able to see the most noticeable one is the lightning strikes. What an evocative name. That sounds so cool. Pokemon Shattered History. My word. I'm already fascinated. Come on now. I think I need one more? I would love it if this one... Oh, hold on. I know what happened. I told it to hold position. So yeah, I should be good. Interesting plot. I'm not familiar with any Pokemon games that have done something like that before. That sounds really cool. What gave you the inspiration to work on that?
That device is insufficient. You are directed to secure and employ additional Eidolon lures.
Oh, Coco, I see. That does sound very interesting for some builds. I can see that being cool. So I'm actually going to leave this Gantulyst bloom here for a bit, so that it spawns more Gantulysts. Name a Pokemon game that involves saving Pokemon from going extinct. I don't remember much of Pokemon Ranger. Was that involved in Ranger? Legends Arceus, perhaps? Or is it a trick question and there isn't one? There aren't any. There it is. Very, very cool. So what inspired you is that there's a lack of that theming in current Pokemon games? Is that what I'm to get from that? Maybe I should have left that second Gantulyst bloom there too, so I can get this third lure charged up. As you can see here, taking my sweet time, trying to hit my shots, not always succeeding. There's a Gantulyst. Oop. I see on the minimap there should be more. Here's one. One in the distance. That's all 3 lures. Very good.
Energy spike. I advise falling back.
Oh, I didn't know that, Coco. I see, Micro. I see that. I see that take. I don't disagree. In fact, let me adjust that sentence a bit. A game being broadly, as you say, mid, doesn't prevent people from enjoying it. That's how I feel. I agree with you that most recent Pokemon games have been quote-unquote pretty mid. I agree with you completely there. I have also, in the same breath, enjoyed many of them. I wouldn't argue that they are necessarily good games, but I've had a great time playing them, regardless. Let's turn on Void Strike and capture the Hydrolyst. This should complete the Nightwave objective. Coco, I agree completely. I didn't know that Lapras is no longer considered endangered. That's a really cool tidbit. I'm glad you shared that. I'm glad to now know that. And because it hasn't been explicitly done, there's the objective. Because it hasn't been explicitly done, exploring it explicitly would be really cool. It's a cool idea for the theme of a Pokemon game. Give me a moment, gonna take a sip of water. Oh, thank you for your patience. Absolutely, Micro, I would be happy to. So from capturing all 3 Eidolons, I somehow got a new mod. I could have sworn I had something like this already, but we got a bunch of Eidolon shards, a bunch of sentient cores, 2 Riven transmuters somehow. I don't know where those came from. And some arcanes. Rage is a fine arcane. I don't use it often, but it's fine. That should be it. I think that's all I wanted to do here. I have to bullet jump a bunch more. Deploy a Spectre. I said I had to remember that.
Another rockin' set of honkin' tunes with your boy DJ Shockwave.
Okay. With the Hydrolyst captured, that Nightwave objective done, I think I'm going to go into the Hex calendar here. Let me adjust what we see on screen. Captured a Hydrolyst for Nightwave. Moving on to 19th, the week's Hex calendar. Cool. Get kills with melee weapons. Who do I want to use to get melee kills? Let me use Excalibur. And I'll go into Steel Path, because there's more enemies, and a Hell Scrub. What feature did you have in mind, Micro? I don't mean to rush you if I already asked that.
Make music, and the enemy calls for a song.
Oh, oh. So this Excalibur Umbra build uses the Grimoire to set up some increased power strength, and then I use Warcry subsumed off of Valkyr, and then Exalted Blade, and then I hold E.
Let the house scrubbers sit too long, and they'll spawn the same sort of thing, but, you know, with a crap ton of predatory hardware. Shoot off any buildup before it converts you to past tense.
If you, dear viewer, whoever you are, have seen many of my other Warframe VODs, you might be familiar with the number of builds with which I use melee influence. And this is, of course, one of them. But this is, I hope, more interesting than most of my melee influence builds, because my Exalted Blade is also modded for radiation, which means melee influence spreads both the electric damage, or the electric proc, and the radiation proc. This has nothing to do with the crowd control of a radiation proc, and everything to do with my Excalibur Umbra having Arcane Universal Fallout, I think it's called, such that enemies with radiation procs on them applied by abilities can drop universal orbs that restore both health and energy. That's what it's there for. Ooh, Coco, I'm interested. I am intrigued, even. Whoa. Set up Time Catalyst Pokemon? You've hooked me already. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm interested, Micro. You got me.
Another house scrubber, and wherever you are. 30 seconds, and you're swimming in spore soup.
Yeah, I hear you, Amir. I got you. I already finished the melee kills objective, though, so I'm big chillin'. I do like that idea for Pokemon boss fights, Micro. Most quote-unquote boss fights in Pokemon games don't have additional objectives. It's just beat this trainer or beat this Pokemon. And that's fine most of the time, I think. But the idea of a turn limit or a time limit, I think is just interesting enough to be novel. I think that's cool. Excuse me. Thank you. Now you might also notice my health bar kinda ping-ponging in the top right. That is because not only is this a melee influence and Arcane Universal Fallout Excalibur build, this build uses Arcane Persistence as well. That's also why I have no shields. And Warcry helps me very easily hit the armor requirement for Arcane Persistence. The healing that you see happening is coming from healing return on my melee weapon, so that when I hit enemies that have statuses on them, I heal a little bit of health. And because almost every enemy is going to have at least one electric proc on them and at least one radiation proc on them, I wind up healing plenty of health. A little bit more water, give me a bit. So that was melee kills. What's next? Kill Tekrot. What's up, Eleanor? Glad you're still here. Arthur? Happy birthday, Arthur. Any plans?
Please select destination.
Oh, how fun. Okay. That's curious, Coco. I like meta things like that in a game. I also feel this going somewhere. I feel like there's more. So killing Tech Rot, I'm going to go into Old Kondoric here. The Hell Scrub against Tech Rot. And this doesn't say how I have to kill Tech Rot. So I get to bring whatever build I like. Let's bring Dagath. I haven't played Dagath in a bit. I like this Dagath build with Nullstar over her 2. I feel like Nullstar gives me plenty of damage reduction for when Spectral Spirit is on cooldown. Especially with Arcane Concentration here. Arcane Hotshot is here because I have the Neutron Star augment, which lets my Nullstar deal fire damage or heat damage. And between Word Scythes and Nullstar, I could play this entirely as a caster build if I wanted. I tend not to. That tends to be a little bit too spammy for me. But it's still a good time. I enjoy it. Oh, that's brutal.
Accept your death.
That's brutal and very flavorful.
Trust in your training.
I couldn't predict where it was going, but I'm glad that my prediction that it was going somewhere was correct. That's an interesting design decision from the developers. I'm consistently impressed with the design of Mugenics that I hear from you, Coco. Okay, now that we're here, I press 3 to turn on Grave Spirit, and I basically do whatever I want. I press 2 sometimes, press 1 sometimes, hit enemies with whatever I want to hit them with. Just a fine generalist build for Dagath. You see, thanks to Arcane Concentration giving me a ton of ability duration, my Grave Spirit lasts just over 30 seconds. And I have 36 Nullstar charges. Here you see me just alternating pressing 1 and pressing 2. Like, I haven't fired a weapon in a while. I'm just alternating between Weird Scythes and Nullstar.
Need you to stay on top of those scrubbers. You see growth? Shoot it.
This is my favorite build I've used with Dagath. This is a pretty fair time. Let's use Grave Spirit again. We can, of course, press 4 every now and then if we want to. And of course, seeing red numbers is always fun. I'm pretty sure that's primarily due to having Arcane Hotshot on the build. But getting headshots with the AX-57, 52, apologies, is also most of those red crits. Oh, wow. So Coco, is it possible to reset mutagenics 4 times, getting all of your cats inflicted with severe deja vu, and then go on to quote-unquote win? Like, is there a record for how long someone has gone on a run with all of their cats having severe deja vu and controlled by the AI? Oh, Micro, I would love to hear the starters for this Pokemon game of yours. Torment. Thank you. You can, just... I see. I get that. I don't doubt that there is a lot of luck involved. Such that even when all of your units are controlled by AI, you can still succeed. Or controlled by the computer, right? Whoa, all of those are starters, Micro? I respect very much that it doesn't seem you are conforming with the norm of having a choice of 3 starters. I respect that choice very much. I'm gonna need to turn on or use a scrubber here. Oh, we already hit 5 minutes. I haven't hit the 500 tech rock kills, so I gotta stay a little longer. Coco, do you mind elaborating why that's a problem? Because maybe it's that I'm inexperienced and not knowledgeable about mutagenics, but the idea of dealing as much damage as possible sounds like a good thing.
I'm calling it. Nothing more you can do. Just get out.
I would love to be educated on that, though. A post-game quest in a Pokemon game. Sort of. This is not me making an assumption about what you mean or a plot that you have in mind. I'm just looking for similarities to draw for my understanding. Sort of like the Delta episode in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Something like that? Is that what you mean by post-game quest? Or do you mean something closer to what they might have in Pokemon Reborn or Insurgents? Let's go back here and use this too. Oh, you felt evil. Good. Oh, I see. I can see how that would be a problem, Coco. Absolutely.
Bringing it a little close, no?
So funny enough, after I spent my entire last mission... There it is, kill 500 Tech Rot. Let's get out of here. After I spent my entire last mission talking about how my build wasn't that unique, it was a persistence build with melee influence, using a lot of those more popular strategies. This one uses neither of those. This Dagath uses Nullstar, which may or may not be popular. I don't actually have the data to back up a claim like that. I like Nullstar a lot, and my melee here, the Nikana Prime, doesn't have melee influence on it.
And so we learn the importance of clarity and purpose.
It sounds like having your cats in Mugenics controlled by the computer. It uses very short-term thinking strategies. I can absolutely see how that would be a problem. Thank you for clarifying that. Now I killed Tekrot with melee weapons. I just did that, but not specifically Tekrot. With Excalibur. Do I want to use Excalibur again? No, not really. Who should I use then? I'll go in with Rhino. Oh, Coco, I'm sure it is. Hearing the name of that curse now, I'm a little surprised I hadn't seen it already. And I'm a little surprised I wasn't thinking, hey, where's this one? I'm looking forward to seeing what design decisions the devs made with that one. I'm curious. Oh, all units adjacent, even enemies?
You know why they call them hell scrubbers? Because if you don't blast the build up fast enough, you're gonna learn what hell is like.
I see. So you want a unit... In Mugenics, you want a unit with Depression to be in the middle of your enemies and not near your allies. That's kind of funny. If I can be a bit sarcastic for a minute here, in stark contrast to my previous build, my Dagath, which I look up guides for builds now and then, because of course. But that Dagath build, I didn't look up a guide for it. I didn't feel like I needed to. And it wound up being one of my more unique ones. And that is what it is. I'm not trying to say any part of that is good or bad. It just is what it is. This build is just about the opposite of that, where I didn't need a guide for this one, for this Rhino build, but it wound up being not unique in the slightest. I put Nourish on Rhino. And I use whatever weapon I want, because Rhino has Roar, and that's incredible. And Nourish is amazing. Iron Skin is amazing. And I just go around not caring what my enemies do. Or what they are. I just hit them very hard and they're gone. Coco, have you ever seen a unit in Mugenics outright die just because
Hell scrubber ready for you.
another unit with depression came within range and reduced their stats enough for them to have 0 maximum HP? That's a big message. I'm gonna have to read that over time. Let's see here. Ooh, I see. Okay. That's a neat consequence of that ability.
You to stay on top of those scrubbers. You see growth? Shoot it.
I'm working on it, girl. Forgive me my silence. I'm trying to both pay attention to the game and read chat. Oh wow. I remember you talking with me a while ago about your ideas for the original dragon. And I don't remember exactly what the ideas were, but I remember thinking very positively of them. Oh my word, Malice erupted. Malice got vaporized. Holy cow.
Turns out it's not just hell scrubbers coming out of the rot. There's some stuff we might be interested in. Like this. See? My ass is out here on the line too.
What made you feel evil then?
Marking extraction. You can pull the ripcord whenever you need to. I won't judge.
Yeah, Coco, so you don't need to perform any kind of action or attack to just make something lose 8 HP, right? I misread your earlier message. I didn't notice that it won't kill a unit. They stay at 1 HP. I misread that part. I apologize. But I feel I understand better now. Okay. I get that. So they would... So a unit could potentially lose 8 HP, but then immediately get it right back if the cat with depression moves away. Or if they move away from the cat with depression. Micro, that sounds brutal. That reminds me of the totem fights from Sun and Moon. Oh, that's gross! So they don't heal the 8 HP. Their max HP goes up, but their current HP doesn't. So they can lose 8 HP, but it doesn't come back. Brutal. I mean, that sounds terrible to happen to one of your own units. Oh, what's up, Quincy? Want to hit the clubs tonight? There we go. I have 2 more objectives. Destroy a bunch of containers and then kill 1,000 enemies. Wow. I don't think I'm going to start these on stream because we're at 55 minutes. Micro, I am certain that is very much appreciated. It sounds brutal as is, but that really helps. I appreciate you thinking of your players like that. Oh, we're full of our red veil standing. You know what that means.
Our enemies will fear you with that.
Bunch of random relics. We're close enough to full on Steel Meridian as well.
Hope it helps.
How many missions have I done here? I still need 4 more for this. I still need to deploy a Spectre. Good.
Clocking another rockin' set of honkin' tunes with your boy DJ Shockwave.
Sure. I love regional variants of Pokemon. I love that idea. I love seeing what people come up with.
These foes deserve your respect. Honor them with quick.
There we go. Deploy to Spectre. Coco, is eating something an action? That's a funny interpretation of that disorder from eugenics. I think that's cool. I think it's neat. But does eating take or consume an action or something? There it is. I need to bullet jump a bunch and I need 4 more missions.
DJ Shockwave, wait.
What regional Pokemon did you have in mind, Micro? Oh, okay. So it's not necessarily an action. It doesn't necessarily take up your turn to eat something to deal with that curse. That's good to know. I think that's important. I think that if having to deal with that curse in the way that seems intended just outright took up an entire turn, I think that would be a problem. But I'm glad that it doesn't seem like that's the case. I am going to call it there. We are at 59.5 minutes. It is very good. Maybe not very. Yeah, you know what? It's good to be back at work with students. Students are back. My summer break is over as of last week, but students returned this week. Here we go. Very cool. Oh, I remember this one. It's the Steel Ice Poochyena. And you came up with a stage 2. Something for Mightyena to also evolve into. Oh, I didn't know about the Steel Psychic variant though. I love that idea. That's very evocative. That sounds so badass, too. I can 100% see myself using that in a game. Quick and short indeed. That's really funny, Coco. That's a funny one. We are at an hour and a minute. I've had a great time streaming today. Thank you very much, Mads, Coco, Micro, for joining me in chat today. And to anyone who clicked on this as a VOD, Mads, that's so kind of you to say. Thank you so much. It's been my pleasure. Thank you for being here. For anyone who may have clicked on this as a VOD, thank you very much for giving me your time and attention. Even if you wound up clicking off of this video. Yes, Micro, absolutely, please do. Even if you wound up clicking off of this video, in which case you wouldn't even be hearing this right now, but I still want to put this out. I still want to put this energy out there. Thank you so much for clicking on me, giving me your time and your attention. I believe that your time and your attention are important, and the fact that you chose to give them to me for however brief a moment, I am flattered and honored to have had your time. Thank you so much for joining me today. My next scheduled stream is tomorrow, that is Thursday, August 20th, at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you have a lovely time zone, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good one, folks.